Thank you so much, Nomad. We're here with the rubber match between 496 and T1. Looking like it could set up to be a good one, maybe one that is favorable for 496. Immediately off the ball, Karl is gone, and Datbb gets first blood. It's a quick start and observer ward. A lot of gold coming away of 496 to start this one off. And I think they're going to deny their own ward.
This has become such a meme at this point, like this level 1 smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Like everyone's just doing it. And people are still getting caught out by it. It's the crazy part.
It's like you're either both 5-man smoke and you clash, or it's a stalemate, or you don't 5-man smoke and the other team does and you're losing to hero. At least that's what it feels like.
It's definitely very interesting what's happening with the smokes all the time. But
how do you feel about this OD against Ember match?
It's very one-sided.
Just all OD?
Yeah. Very tough. He has his permanent orb spam. Once he gets his Ring of Health, he doesn't care about Sleight of Fist anymore. You can already see he's almost dead again.
Yeah, it's rough, and we've watched this matchup a couple times. Hung has definitely come out ahead on a few of the these games that we've seen 496 play overall. And here's the replay for all of us that might have missed the beginning parts of it. But Karl just surrounded by 4 heroes. At the end of the day, first blood for Datbb, which, you know, he's up into the top lane, safe lane, getting first blood, feels good all the time.
Yeah, but this tri-lane might actually, you know, make it work for T1, because the Storm Spirit hates laning against the tri-lane. He's gonna have a very rough time up there, sitting at 0 CS right now. And the Timber against the Prophet, of course, much better time.
But that's the question. So you've got 2 heroes down bottom. You know, you've got the Nature's Prophet, who is there with some help from the Earth Spirit, but do you need Earth Spirit down there? Can you just move them off the lane?
You can move off the lane.
Ballast Strike, Datbb getting low. Fairy Fire, he'll survive. Gets south though.
Earth Spirit definitely needs to come top or mid. He just needs to get the pressure off the Storm Spirit. You can TP middle, you can TP top, and you gotta do something. Oh.
Shots coming in, going 1-1-1 to start. 10-7 right now for the Monkey King. Roll comes through, the Earth Spirit's showing up. Kinetic field, but I don't know if it's gonna matter. JaCkky low, JaCkky dead, and looking for some additions. Whitemon and Xepher on the run. Whitemon slowed up, and with Hustla making the rotation, they've got 2 kills. Splinter Blast, Xepher is fine, but still. Oh, I say fine, but the roll is in, and they get the kill on Xepher.
Not worth it though. Earthquake dies. There's no TP.
No roll in the trees. Can he juke one more? I don't know if it's not worth it. You got all 3 kills in that one.
Yeah, the third one was a little bit overkill though, because now Earth Spirit will have a hard time rotating to the next lane, and because his TP is on cooldown. But of course, you know, overall it's very good. Wyvern is actually deceivingly strong in tri-lane scenarios, and now Storm TP's bot lane to the Timber, and
Charge coming bottom already.
Bad man.
But that, you know, that's to be expected. Spirit Breaker getting charged into whatever lane he wants to go to. Just happens to be on Datbb. Do I think he... Yeah, it doesn't go up.
But yeah, Ember, jungling.
That's a rough situation to be in, and that's just going to keep it open for OD. We've talked about quick, early meteor hammers before and how they would impact games.
It's very difficult though to Meteor Hammer and Ember Spirit, because he has the slide, he has the remnant out. If you don't do it frame perfect, which is very difficult.
But it doesn't necessarily need to be on just the Ember, right? You've got these opportunities to throw it on the supports, maybe get onto the Monkey King, rotate with that Meteor Hammer the second you get it. Yeah,
I mean, there's definitely a lot of possibilities for a lot of good plays. And yeah, mid lane looks pretty uncontested right now.
Free game for the OD, 19-13. I expect a quick Meteor Hammer for
Yep. Help already up. Ember cannot at all lane level 4 to almost level 6 OD. Nobody want to see it.
And we've seen that. We've seen Astral Imprisonment into the Meteor Hammer, coming down, Sanities, you're dead. But that is the recipe. Killed off on the courier.
He actually very interesting. He just randomly walks there and must have known, you know, that the Korea is there.
Yeah.
Interesting rotation. Haven't seen that before, but makes a lot of sense.
But he's just sitting there now.
I mean, it's hard to make a play on the other lanes right now.
Yeah. Charge on the Datbb coming the other direction than maybe he would have expected. Meanwhile, top TP out from JaCkky. Datbb looks like he's going to survive, but Timber Chain available with Whirling Death. Kuku says no to that. And Datbb will fall, so he's made a rotation and died. Doing so.
Yeah. And both heroes top half the TP out.
Bounty.
And that is
free lane for Prophet right now.
Good for the Prophet, bad for the Storm. He'll be back up in 4. OD still working top of the CS chart and looking for that early meteor
damage
hammer.
every orb. It's just a quarter of the health of the Ember Spirit.
Charge again, bottom.
On the Storm, once more. You have to be careful, he dies again.
Dead again.
Can't dive
Just
that.
gets behind the tier 1 tower. You know, if Timber finds him after a charge, then Timber Chain, Whirling Death, probably dead once again.
They have to be wary though. This OD can TP. Timbersaw will get shredded by him.
So Bombi and Hustla still up to getting this Nature's Prophet out, who's level 5. You've got 6 for the Timber, 6 for the OD. Prophet. Is this an Orchid kind of game like we've seen in the past?
Always is, I feel. If you're playing a core Prophet, you always need that Orchid. It gives you good damage, attack speed. Just everything you want. And of course, it's really good against the Ember. It's really good against Timber.
It's onto red. This is one that he needs to be careful about. He does have that haste.
He canceled his charge actually. Did not go through. And Ember Spirit already over 1,000 net worth behind the OD.
And he's struggling in the jungle.
Still level 4.
Yeah.
And there's a stack now, but he can't even farm it properly. Getting a healing self out now once more.
Just so he can farm this stack. And you can see, even with the salve, it's just maintaining where he... Charge TPs. No longer committed.
Both supports rotate bottom though.
Yeah,
that means
I'd expect a charge on top, right?
the Prophet is very, very easily killable, of course. Both supports rotated bottom, and they know that. But Timber doesn't care, you know. Level 4, reactive armor. Already making a rotation now as well. Out of vision range.
Got the courier coming over. He's got the meteor hammer. Dropping down, and there it is. They've locked up the Timbersaw. You had your time to be alive and harass this Storm Spirit, but the time is no longer. Meanwhile, the charge, they need to help out Red. Wrath of Nature is used. JaCkky with the Jingu proc. Charge is coming all the way through. Expect Red to be dead here.
Nice
Charge finishes, and the Boundless Strike comes in before he's needed.
Yep, both supports TP still on cooldown. Still TP bottom, of course. Storm just taking mid lane. It's kind of sad to see the Ember Spirit is so far behind Storm so even if he comes back to lane, Storm might just bully him out as well. Yeah,
there's not much he can do to come back to lane, and he's just got to deal with the fact that it's been that kind of game. He does end up coming through mid, but the Storm is not just sitting here and waiting to go in.
Yeah. Time to play catch up.
Radiant's
Hunghung will have to make the space for the team instead.
But they're taking this tier 1 tower bottom.
Yep, and they're taking the other one top. Trading towers, very, very normal trade, very common.
But how's this trade bottom?
Radiant's
rotate for this. They've got the TPs available to do so. And that's where the TPs come in immediately. Astro Imprisonment up towards top. Starting the Meteor Hammer. He gets silenced up, and well, now he couldn't throw the Boundless Strike to stop them from landing the Meteor Hammer on the Kuku, so he ends up dead.
That was an amazing silence from the Earth Spirit. They would have stopped the Meteor Hammer, and Timber would not have died from that. But because of the clutch silence, as you said, stops the Boundless.
Karl's getting bullied again. Ball legging forward, tries to remnant away. Karl just with a shot left, the Wrath of Nature, but avoids it. Using that remnant, Balance Strike comes in. They've got the goods, they'll take out Datbb. Hustla tries to find the kill on a Karl, which he does with the Earn. Cold Embrace, Hustla alive for now. Doesn't have a role to work with, so he's just extending the inevitable. His second one to die, and a third spirit. 3 spirits dead.
But still, insanely crippled game for the Ember Spirit, who is their playmaker. And we saw Timbersaw, you know, had an amazing lane, but face of OD, just so useless. Just dies immediately. And now another rotation top, possibly.
You can look for Kuku, and if there's nothing to stop this Astral Imprisonment Meteor Hammer combo, when they're in trouble. Ball Lightning Vortex charge coming in. Ball Lightning for some distance. Bombi with the Arctic Burn goes after Whitemon with one more shot. Boundless Strike. That's on Hunghung as they'll chase Xepher. Don't have a Vortex to work with. Not enough mana here on the Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, they've got the charge away. Like 496, while that was going on, we're thinking about going under the tier 1 tower. Don't choose to do so. Probably the wiser of the choices. Hung using this Meteor Hammer, farm, getting kills, just racking it up, sitting top of the net worth. Monkey King right there with him.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Monkey King is the driving force for this Radiant team right now. They have to play around him, but he's itemizing into a Battle Fury. So that means this poor Ember will have to do a lot of work for the team. Well, you know, like if you're low network, obviously it's a lot harder to make space for your team. But
Radiant structures
the way Monkey King is itemizing,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
the way it will have to go. It's gonna be tough for him. Just now finishing his face boots. Long way to go for his next item.
Just making stacks for himself, trying to clean up as best he can, accelerate this farm. Kuku doesn't really have a lot on. You kind of expect more from a Timber, right?
But even if he did have more,
Radiant's middle tower.
Charge for the Ball Lightning. Xepher without the charge for 11 seconds. That means he's stuck with Red and Datbb. Killed.
Yep.
Storm, who had some troubles bottom, he's not recovered completely, but he's starting to definitely feel himself at 5.
Yeah, same net worth as the Timbersaw, almost. So good recovery for him. Going into the Kaya first, because you don't want to have 2 orchids, you know. Top is already itemizing into an orchid, you don't need another one. The only problem that the Dire lineup might run into is that they don't have a good front liner until the BKBs come out.
And they're going straight BKB on the OD.
Yeah. I would love some, you know, Spirit Vessel into BKB on Earth Spirit as well, just so he can roll in and give information for the team. Yep.
And the efficiency here for Hung, cleaning up, and already has the Ogre Axe, looking to get into the BKB as quickly as possible. 900 away from the Mithril Hammer, meaning he's 2350 total.
Smoke up here, level 6 Disruptor together with the Ember Spirit. They do want to get this top tower now, no matter what. Wyvern is there by himself. Might get caught out. There's really not much he can do with the
Got hurt. Now here with Winter's Curse, they're going to go together in this fight. They look over at the OD out himself. Ball Lightning in, magnetized by all zero goes over. JaCkky as well as Whitemon will fall. Home finally dies. They're trying to roll onto the Spirit Breaker. They will catch Xepher. Magnetize still on him, make it a third. Now Bombi still alive. Finally, the slight from Karl finishes off the Winter Wyvern, but Bombi needs so much space for this team. Full Max hits on the Kuku as well as Karl. Enough for the Timbersaw as well as the Ember to try and get something done. They got the Vortex. Sleight of fist again from Karl. One more shot needed, and it's there. Kuku finally takes out Red, though, and they'll just ignore the Timbersaw and take what they've got. And that's 4 heroes down on the side of T1.
Yeah, that was a huge initiation, but Earth Spirit gets his ult and silence and slow onto 4 heroes. Huge play there by Hustla. And OD did not manage to get his ult up, unfortunately. We can see it here again.
You know, you watch as look at the Static Storm is through, so that's silencing up the OD, putting Hung in a bad spot. But the silence, the kick, and the magnetize on a 4, perfect.
If OD gets his ult out there, they're gonna get wrecked super hard. But
look at Bombi in this replay. He's just making so much space running away from this Timbersaw.
Yeah, Timber was super busy with Bombi.
He eventually dies. Well worth a glimpse into the Chakram. Hustla kicks away Kuku. Does roll, but I'm not sure there's enough space. Rolling in at the moment. Now Bombi needs, I believe he turns thinking about it, but they've got 4 here. This is really tough. Winter's Curse, shots in onto the Disruptor. Anybody else coming over? Still thinking about it. Whitemon low. With Bombi dead, it's such a hard commitment from that Storm Spirit to make.
Yeah, game
Radiant structures
slowing down a little bit here. This is the problem that they're running into. They just have no front line that can really defend towers, you know. That's where like this Timbersaw comes in handy. Ember Spirit making a pretty good recovery. Up 5k net worth now.
One finally going down for the Dire side, for Whitemon getting blown up. Yep.
Had to expend the OD ult though.
If they're expecting to farm for the next 2 or 3, I think that's okay.
It is completely fine, yeah. You just want to get the kill. You're farming for your BKB. Need 1,000 gold for that. Storm is going straight to the Bloodstone. Quite far away from that though. And as soon as Prophet as well as OD have their BKBs, there's not a whole lot of damage coming out of the Radiant side. But also itemizing into Maelstrom. More magic damage. Makes BKB even more efficient.
Turn only into a 1k lead, so T1. They've really put some gauze on the bleeding and made sure that things don't get really out of hand.
Yeah, their lineup is still really, really strong.
Your team rolling down, never in trouble. Vortex locks him up. Goes through for Datbb. They've got the Sprout and the pressure put onto this mid lane. See how T1 respond. Winter's Curse, that actually locks up too. Getting hit with that glimpse, so that'll send him away from the fight. They've got the Seven Sword down. It's going to silence up this Earth Spirit as well as the Dangerous Prophet. They've got the Rootbox Command around Hung, who's trying to get away. The Sprout around two. So I see Kuku and JaCkky close. Ball ending away from Datbb as well as the rollout from the Earth Spirit. They only got the kill on the Spirit Prick, and they look over at Datbb, who used the ball landing in place. Might have avoided a bit of damage, but it's not going to matter. They've got the glimpse as well as the kill. JaCkky takes out Datbb, and they still finish off the Storm after all is said and done. Are they thinking
Bombi
about
is charged.
Going for Bombi? Oh, maybe for a second they were thinking Roche, but it's actually just where Bombi is. Balanced strike, and down goes the Winter Wyvern. They've got themselves two, so this game back and forth.
Yep, Ember to the bottom to push out that lane. This is where Spirit Breaker is really good against these global heroes. It's really good against the Prophet. OD almost BKB of 50 gold.
Dire's
Prophet
middle
and
tower
another 1,400 gold away. Those are the core items they need. And they should be feeling very comfortable to take fights. Spirit Vessel completed on Earth Spirit as well.
And he's going to the BKB. Which,
perfect itemization.
And we've seen that be a question with some of these teams in some of these games. The itemization. Even in China, we're seeing itemization.
Definitely. I mean, itemization is such an important part of Dota. And it can make or break games.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Definitely the right decision on Earth Spirit. Of course, we have to see how the game goes. Defensive item. Growth Bow. Perfect item for the Prophet. Or the Storm. Amazing on both.
He's BKB just sitting on the courier behind him.
Yep.
Now we'll go.
But also, the BKB, the Storm is falling quite far behind. Thanks to the network.
He's behind Ember, who had the business stuff. Vortex on the Kuku. They're going to bring over the red. They've got the silence. Do they have a way to stop this TP? He stops it himself, I believe. And now Xepher, they come around onto Datbb. They get the kill. The Winter's Curse. That's going to hit on the 3s and 0s. Actually destroying Karl. Magnifies following up. They get the kill to Karl. They'll take out one. They will go for Xepher. He's sprouted. As well as hit by the Magnifies. JaCkky falls to Hung, who pops BKB. Still holding on to the sanities. They got the kill onto 3. They come out of this ahead in what looked like a very advantageous position for T1. I mean, enough of an advantageous position for Kuku to stop his TP.
OD BKB reveal. Monkey King fought him. He did not know he has BKB. Astral Meteor Hammer. He just right-clicks him 4 times. Easy kill. Did not expect it at all on the Monkey. And again, going for the super greedy item build. Oh no, actually, now that he realizes it, he changed it. He bought a Blade of Alacrity for the Aghanims, but now he's going into a BKB. Should have been the original choice, to be honest. Now he's 1,000 gold further away from the BKB because he purchased the Blade of Alacrity. BKB a must-have this game. As he now also realizes after OD just pummeled him.
Yeah. I mean, that puts 496 back up 2k, and Nature's Prophet as well as OD lead the way.
Yep. OD going into the 4-step next, followed up by the Hurricane Pike. That's position as well. Ember needs
The
his
seeds
BKB.
of fortune.
Otherwise, these silences, these curses, it's just too much playmaking. The Orchid. Prophet, BKB now also finished, going for MKB next. Interesting. We might see a change of that. MKB doesn't seem too effective this game. There's no evasion or anything. See?
Xepher's got a good amount of fire. I mean, him and
What have we here?
Yeah, Earthquake is
Haste.
big. As you said, so Xepher going for the BKB first as well.
charge on the Hustla. Commit for this. They're TPing in. Datbb is here. Now they'll make the commitment. They've got the glimpse into the static storm that's onto the Earth Spirit as well. Deal with the wrecking around on the Witcher Wyvern. Zero for the Sunfist as well as the Searing Chains. Hustla gets the max size off before he ends up falling. The Witcher Spirit that's going off the Timbersaw. But meanwhile, the BKB pop by red. They crowded around this Ember Spirit. Trying to get the JaCkky with silence up. Nowhere to go. Sanity's dropped. Remnant away. Even with the Sanity's drop, it's not going to be enough to get the kill. They look over. They take out red. They'll finish off Kuku. 2 for 3. It's just constantly these close engagements all TPing out. And now he gets comes back. Xepher with the charge. Astral Imprisonment looking for the Meteor Hammer. Not going to land on anybody. They get the kill on Datbb. They look over the OD. Is it going to be a full team? Whoa! Hung bashed up, killed off. Full team wipe. Going the way of T1 just barely. That was so close.
Yeah. The initiation again on the Winter Wyvern, the most fragile target. He has to be a little bit more careful there on Bombi, but yeah. I mean, this was super close. Like,
Yeah, look at this replay. And he had the Essence Ring on Hung to so close to surviving, because I think if he takes out Xepher, he might survive full.
yeah, I feel like if he actually Astrals the Storm rather than the Spirit Breaker, you know, he comes back after 4 seconds with a pull, with a Remnant. There's a high chance of him killing, because he wanted to kill a Spirit Breaker, of course, but with the Bulldoze, the Astral only lasts like 2 seconds, not enough time to set up for the Meteor Hammer. Yeah,
That's only status. That's only level 3, so it's only status
Dire's
resistance of
middle
50%.
tower is under attack.
Only
Such a disgusting amount.
70% max level. Sounds very fair. He's
So
level
I thought we were
13.
getting rid of status.
Yeah. And he's level 13 on Spirit Breaker.
Pull roots and run.
300 gold to his BKB.
Yeah.
He's gonna be a massive nuisance in the team fights.
Yeah, because especially Hustle, who doesn't have the BKB just yet. Obviously, he went into the Spirit Vessel. He's keys 2 parts of that BKB away from getting his. The difference in 4 is you're seeing it. Obviously, they're going for similar. BKB Whitemon probably tanking this game. 4-stab forward, glimpse back, Astral Imprisonment, so that's going to keep Disruptor close. Hustle with the roll, and rolls the silence now on the 2. The Orchid come through into the Disruptor. They get the kill on Whitemon. They look over at Kuku, who's trying to run. CP, roll in time, as well as the Astral. They'll find the Timber, and they'll lock him up with the Meteor Hammer and another right click from Hung to finish him off.
This OD damage is just ridiculous. Like 4 hits, and he's almost down from 100 to 0. We said about it, we spoke about it before. Timbersaw, you know, he's not gonna have much impact in these fights. He's just too squishy. I mean, it's probably dumb to say that, but this new OD deals too much pure damage, like 200 damage a pop.
He's probably leading the damage in the game by far. Probably like, what,
Radiant's middle tower
is that
is
too
under
much of an
attack.
estimate?
I mean, Ember Spirit usually deals a lot of pure damage too, as well as Prophet with that ult.
Yeah.
So, but single target damage by far.
Yeah.
500 more gold for the Bloodstone on the Storm Spirit will make him a little bit more survivable. There is a downside if you don't itemize into the vessel. That just means Bloodstone is going to be at full efficiency, full effect. 300 gold to Monkey's BKB. When they get up all these
Radiant's
BKB timing,
bottom
they will have
tower
up
is under
all
attack.
3 in 100 gold. And then in 100 gold, they can just literally smoke up.
Regeneration.
And I don't know how Dire fights to those BKBs. That's fight them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So one thing to question, or I have a question about, we've been seeing Nature's Prophets constantly go for this shard pretty early in their build. Is it as much value as people have been making it up to be with the Greater Treants?
It's super good because you just sprout and you Nature's Call. You get your 5 Treants plus 2 Greater Treants. The lane just pushes out by itself every time.
Okay.
It's super good.
So it's constantly giving you pressure.
And it also gives you a lot of money because those trees hit for 100 damage is very likely you're going to get a lot of these last hits.
Accelerating the farm, pushing the lanes out in your favor.
Yep. And of course, even if a Monkey King, you know, has a Battle Fury, you cut that tree, suddenly there's a big tree just blocking your way. Get up.
And the Static Storm is down. Bloodstone trying to survive. Not going to be enough from Datbb. And now Bombi's TP'd into this one. He's starting to run, but the Remnant forward, Bombi, glimpse, and the Winter's Curse, but the BKB's been popped by Karl. They come around the other way. They look over at Whitemon, try and get the kill into the Disruptor. The roll comes in. Let's find if this is going to be enough. They try to find him. They've got the Magnetized down on a 3-0 for the BKB being popped by Xepher as well. Whitemon's gone. Bombi's dead. Wukong's used. JaCkky comes back into the fight, looking over at Hung. His BKB is no longer available. The balance strike hits. The last shot is there. They get to go into the OD. They're taking out 3. And in the air is Hustla. They look over at Red to pop a BKB of his own and the roll away from Hustla. So 2 of these heroes escaping from the side of 496. They only get the supports on the side of T1. So 3 dead and 2 of those are corpse on 496.
Messy fight again. Started. Storm dying immediately. Winter Wyvern getting caught out completely out of position. We haven't seen a good curse yet this game. Like, they're always on top of him right away. And it's usually because he's trying to protect one of his cores that is out of position. So they really got to be careful. Storm does not have a BKB. He's the only one that cannot get caught out of position. He has to be really, really mindful of that.
You just watch this. Wukong is used. Bombi ends up dead. JaCkky will join this fight in just a second. Primal Spring up and down, and now looks over at Hung. BKB, once it's gone, he's very susceptible. Deep in that team fight.
And Hammer did nothing. Ember was a Sleight of Fist. Monkey King was BKB'd. It's tough. They need this Winter's Curse to hit better. They need the Storm, you know, to disrupt the backline.
Defensively all up.
Nothing will stand
all the time,
in my way.
That's what I mean. We haven't seen a good one yet.
We've seen like 3-man here and there, but it's when he's by himself or doesn't exactly have a full follow-up with him.
Yep.
It's never been the offensive leading with the Winter's Curse, landing on the 3 or 4 heroes of T1.
Yeah, and Monkey King, haven't spoken about him too much, but he is still the strongest lane gamer in this game. He is having a normal game.
Top of the net worth.
Net worth, yep.
AC being built for the Nature's Prophet. He's already got that plate mail. He's building into some armor. Hustla being charged. That hits from Xepher. They've got Kuku nearby. So here. He's got the Winter's Curse. The Static Storm is down. Hustla trying to lead the kinetic field. Balance strike to finish. And now again. He's cursed that down. He's getting nothing. Silence coming through into the Timbersaw. Chase and charge on the Datbb. Get the charge to land. The BKB gets popped by Xepher as well as Hung, and JaCkky pops his own. So Datbb, he's on the cliff. Ball landing back to the base, but they've got themselves the glimpse all the way over. But no, the Astral Prisoner's there for Hung. And defending him with the Meteor Hammer just in case anybody was to dive in and look for the Storm.
Oh, I thought he was trying to Meteor Hammer his own Storm.
Grief?
Yeah.
That
Dire's
item
top tower
would
is
be
under
such
attack.
a grief if it hit your ally.
It really would be. But yeah, it's tough to fight now for the Dire side. OD always has to pop BKB and run away with it rather than fight. This Monkey King becoming a big problem.
Yeah.
Now is the Basher completed?
Radiant's
Casual Blade of
bottom
Alacrity.
tower.
He's
under
still
attack.
holding it
Interesting.
since building the axe. He hasn't gotten there.
Oh, Enchanted Quiver. He actually gives it to the Prophet, huh? I thought he was going to keep it himself. But yeah, well, they need this Hex on the OD really, so they can just prevent the BKB of coming, of being used.
It's pretty far away.
Yeah, it is really far away. Hustla almost has his BKB though, 1,000 more gold from that. Then they at least have a somewhat strong frontliner, can give some information.
Abyssal Blade is close for the Monkey King. BKB for the Earth Spirit is 900 gold away.
I love how OD is just rocking like 3,000 health casually. Problem.
Through him though.
Yeah, I mean you just can't fight into these BKBs. That's the biggest problem they have on the Dire side. They need to kite the BKBs, then they're really strong.
Inside road. So find Xepher. They've got the Vortex. They silence him up. BKB's been popped by Xepher. While all this attention is on the Spirit Breaker. Well, 2-1. They evacuate the pit. The roll. And there's the Geomagnetic Grip as well as the signs coming up from Red. They get the cone to Xepher. He's got buyback. The question is, are 496 looking to go into Roche? Does this force the buyback? It doesn't look like they're going into Roche at all.
He didn't even have a ward there, did they? Oh no, they do.
The rune of
No, they
invisibility.
don't. They didn't have a ward there. How did they know?
Radiant are
with the,
scanning.
Too smart.
roll.
5 head plays.
Knowing the trajectories.
Yeah. Good job.
Dyer's
gonna be 4
middle
bounty
tower
runes for
is under
Radiant.
attack.
Big goal swing.
Ramping forward and wanding away, still looking for Bombi. All over and again, Winter's curse, but it's not doing anything. As Bombi just is dead again.
Yeah, and Ember now has a really good game. Suddenly fourth in the network. Agnes at the online.
The thing about that,
Wait,
trying to catch Kuku,
not crazy.
in the air, not frame perfect, but look at the damage, doesn't matter. Kuku dead to right, Sanity's committed. They got the charge coming in as well as the Primal Spring. They're looking to get the kill. The Aston Prison on itself with the BKB popping. Now the Wuhan Command's coming out of the side of Storm. Force that away with the old beast by Xepher. Keeping his own close, but he's getting close enough to get the kill. The will comes in. As well as the magnetize that's on up for these heroes. It's take out Hung. The look over. Datbb getting well. The final finish off the Storm Spear, but they lose themselves. The Monkey King JaCkky drops. Red doing a lot of damage to these heroes on the side of T1. And they'll start to retreat. But the roll and glimpse. He was hoping to chase, but Red's still here and gets another one. Whitemon is gone. He's dead on the side of T1. Side of Searing Chains.
Radiant's bottom tower
Embrace. They've
is
got
under
the
attack.
silence onto the Ember. Nobody going forward for Karl though. So what I was actually going to say, didn't actually, because they weren't going in a Roche. I was going to say the Witcher's Curse was used pretty defensively. Even if he had buyback, he wouldn't have been able to use it in the Roche pit if they wanted to command. This kill onto the Timber forced T1's hand, and they wanted to go for this opportunity instead of maybe focusing on Roche shot. Go for Hung, and it takes a lot longer with BKB getting popped in time, even though they got the ult out from Xepher. Datbb didn't really feel too impactful in that fight. It's more about looking at Red and how much damage he's outputting, especially there with Hustla.
No, he needs his BKB on Storm. He's just very ineffective without it. Down to 8 Bloodstone charges now. And Odie had to use the hammer on the Timbersaw. You don't really want to do that. You want to keep it for a big team fight, but he had to. Otherwise, he would just made it out easily.
Radiant's bottom
Hustla
tower is
finishes
under
BKB
attack.
now. Storm needs his, and then Dire's side is ready to fight as well. On their way to a Hex, need about 2k more gold. Once they have that, they can actually counterplay those BKBs because everyone on Radiant is going to die in a single Hex. There's too much damage coming from this OD. How much HP does Timbersaw have? 2.6k, 3 hits, 1 ult, and he died.
It's just not enough.
You can't out-tank an OD. You have to go on an OD and disrupt him. Or have magic immunity.
Dire are scanning.
But again, Abyssal Blade coming out on his monkey soon.
Yeah.
Big counter to all these BKBs. I mean, it will just depend on the initiations, you know, who gets the initiation first. Is usually going to win, especially when
Bombi
you have
getting caught, Witcher's Curse defensively, charges out, and they'll
Radiant's bottom tower is under
kill
attack.
a Bombi.
Bombi's
Finish
having
him
a
off.
really rough game, but
Radiant's bottom
BKB
tower
used
has
on Timbersaw.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Disruptor's going into the shard.
What does that do? Or you can buff your Monkey King.
Yeah.
I like it.
I kind of like that. I was like, shard on Disruptor, read it again, and I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Sounds really good, especially on a hero like Monkey King.
Who's jumping in, trying to get into the center of the fight.
Yeah.
Radiant's
Who now is
bottom
completed
tower
with Abyssal
is under
Blade.
attack.
75 attack.
It's gonna be really good, like Abyssal plus a ring combo, especially once he hits 25. Your future is grim, he says. Maybe he's
BKB, Hung getting out, but the double bash with the ulti now. Balance strikes thrown forward. BKB no longer available for Hung. That means the red team will be coming from the back line. With Ember trying to get something done. Ember's done a lot of damage at the end, but the Wuhan Command coming through from JaCkky. BKB's been caught by him and Karl. Looking over at Red. Red did some big damage to in the previous engagement. They've got the ball. They're trying to get the damage onto JaCkky, but Hung is now up in the air. Feeling the rules now. Sevens Hung's in, but it's not going to be enough damage. They've got the Chakra right on top. The silence is on the Ember Spirit, as well as the Astro Placement to keep him alive. for a second longer. JaCkky right on top of Hung, though, still surviving with the 4-step charge. Hung down, they got the Conan Raid, they're keeping his OD alive. JaCkky looking for more damage with BKB being popped by Kuku. They still don't kill his OD. They look over at Karl, and they think they come the Ember, they lose them, we try to run. But Bombi's in, charge away, over to the storm, one more shot. Can they get it? Yes, they can. Datbb, he ends up falling. Xepher in a little bit of trouble with Hustla right on him. There's the roll, there's the kill. Bombi dead as well to Karl. Karl will back for that one too. He does get a double kill in the end, but that is such a commitment from the Ember.
Yeah, that creates a winning condition for the dire side now. If you ever get caught out of position, especially with that Hex online now, it's a real good winning condition for the dire side.
I have solid
Back, kill.
intelligence of what is to come.
It sounds really good, you know, on paper, but
Look at how long Hung survives in
yeah,
this.
he's super tanky.
The
OD.
commitment from the Ember all the way to the backlines just to kill Hung, that's what he wanted.
Yeah.
And JaCkky commits to Wukongs thinking that they were going to have the control on him.
Now the thing is, he actually Abyssal bladed Profit rather than the OD, which was a little bit surprising to me, because I think they could have easily killed him. Hammer, a lot of damage, and again, he's just so tanky. Cold Embrace on him, he has 3,000 max health, just gives him so much HP regen.
If only the trees weren't gone.
Yep.
Right here, Kuku might have been able to get the kill.
It's brutal.
A gift from the
3.4k
tempest of
health
battle.
on that OD. It's absolutely insane how much HP that guy has.
Karl buys back, goes after Bombi as well as Hustla.
Dinkins now.
Only gets Bombi. He also gets cursed again.
Yeah.
Wow.
Another very defensive curse. We haven't seen an offensive one yet.
Yeah, it's been very one person. Goes over the Timber again. He's hexed up. BKB, that's forced. Kuku's Outworld is also taken out. Getting the kill on Kuku and trying to strong fight this with the BKB pop by Xepher. They got themselves the Winter Shirt. This one's a little bit offensive, but it's only on one hero. They get the go to Bombi. They take out the Winter White. BKB pop by Karl. They're getting after Hung. Hung's BKB was already used in this fight. They're going to look over now for JaCkky, who's used this Wukong's command. It's only going to deter the side of 496 from going in. Storm, he's got his BKB available to commit. Only 9 charges on that Bloodstone. Roche is available, and without the Disruptor, without the Timber, it doesn't look like they're going to try and defend on this.
I was very confused by the Timber chain in from Kuku there, because he has sentry down. He saw they had put a newly planted observer one day, and he still chose to chain it, got immediately blown up. Can't really fight it. Then Whitemon out of position, gets completely blown up as well by the Storm. It's a very tough Disruptor game now, because the Storm will just always be on top of you. Also purchasing the dust for himself, something not a lot of core players do, or not enough, I should say. Good by him as well. This could be a massive combo once he finishes his Aghanim Scepter on the Storm Spirit. If he pulls 2 or 3 heroes and they get cursed or hammered, a team fight can just turn around instantly.
Be over so fast.
Yeah. So much damage potential, so much combo potential as well.
Have we seen the Disruptor commit the Thunderstrike onto the Monkey King yet? Because he's got the shard.
Have not. Because he dies first in pretty much every fight right
so
now.
I'm interested to see if that changes.
Plus 50% movement speed is so much.
And the 75 attack speed too.
Well, 50%? There's literally just 175 movement speed.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's so much.
And
Oh
it's
my god.
once every 2 seconds, right? Yeah. Okay.
That is.
What
Yeah.
does Aghanim do on?
Feels top tier.
Increases charge of darkness, move speed, and reduces cooldown. Is it really that good? Guess we'll see.
He's got to go down.
Oh, Bombi again!
Yeah, getting caught. And now Cold Embrace. BKB from Karl is committed on this. Balance Strike finishes off Bombi. We saw the Ags on the Storm earlier today. Or on the Spirit Breaker earlier today when we saw the Morphin playing with the Spirit Breaker, and it just didn't feel
Does it give you
effective
magic
enough.
immunity as well?
I don't believe so.
It doesn't, right? Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Spell Prism picked up for the Ember Spirit. Shadowblade OD.
Interesting.
So he's looking for those cheeky initiations from the side, because, as I said, in one hex, they can't blow up a hero.
Yeah.
This monkey, even he will die from full health if he gets hexed. It's Earth Spirit level 25 almost. He's having an absolutely phenomenal game. It's actually crazy how much he has done this game. What talent? Rolling Boulder Stun Duration, probably. You can see, man, ever since he finishes BKB, he's such a nuisance in those team fights. Smoked up by Radiant, Bombi, respawning, and one. They do have Aegis on die, they have to be careful. They have to kill
That's
Odie
a tough
twice.
fight to go into.
Yep. Shadowblade activated, looking for a pick in the backline. No one's presenting himself, so you see the Treant's bottom lane? This great that Treant is just forcing every lane to be pushed in so damn quickly. It's definitely one of the shots I think we'll see everybody pick up like all the time.
Yeah,
it's too
it
good.
Feels like a standard item.
Scanning.
Yeah, way too good.
Radiant's
Level
bottom tower
25.
is under attack.
So much experience on him. He's got the geomagnetic grip targets allies.
Yep, so he has a little save now.
Hung, visit the Shadow Blade.
Dire's
Sentry's
top
down
tower
though.
is under attack.
They're gonna come over. They'll look in. Also there, X is down on the Spirit Breaker. Static Storm is down. That Spirit Sounds up the air script. They don't have the connect skill to lock them in. BKB being popped by Hung. They'll look over, charge away. BKB's been popped by Datbb. They look over JaCkky, just TPing away. They got the kill quickly on the Whitemon though.
Very unfortunate. Wyvern wasn't in range, didn't have blink to go off cooldown, otherwise he would have cursed the Monkey King. If Monkey King dies there, no buyback, game is actually over. Very, very close. They have to be really careful on
Radiant's
Radiant here.
middle
This
tower is
Odie
under attack.
is an absolute menace, right?
Yeah. And now he's just able to Shadow Blade sneak up on you.
Yeah, like one of those horror movies. Where is he gonna appear?
Radiant's middle
Which
tower
horror
is
villain
under
is
attack.
I think he's Jace. Comes out of the
Radiant's
woodwork.
middle tower
You
is
don't know he's
falling.
coming, and once you see him, you're dead.
Or not. Just
No,
run.
if you ever see Jace,
Not just run, bro.
it's just a matter of time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh man, that brings back bad memories.
I watched a scary movie. I'm scared.
Might get Hex down here. I think so.
It's pop, but it's gonna have the Hex anyway. Now the Venom's committed. They got Red coming down with BKB pop. They use the Abyss weight on the nature prop. They were going to Karl's half health. They got that down. Red's gonna drop it. Recon's doing enough to deter the side of the BKB popped by JaCkky. They're gonna start to chase on a Hung. Hung pops his BKB, looks over at Kuku. Now give the electric vortex. They've got the remnant forward. Now let's try to get the short split. They get the gun. They use the Winter's Curse. This locks up the Ember. Do they have the damage? They've probably got themselves a remnant to pop him, but the remnant away. Hung's got that kill on a Xepher. That's 3 dead. They get a 4. Just one more right click from Red kills on Karl, and he's got no from 496.
Monkey King bought back, but no BKB, no ult to work
Radiant's
with.
top tower is
They
under
might
attack.
be able to get high ground. Oh man, this fight was so. It looked so good.
Yeah,
And
it
suddenly
started
everything-
so good.
Yeah, and suddenly people blown up.
It's a second life on the OG, but they fought into that.
Yeah, and they chose to fight into that.
Radiant structures
Disruptor, Monkey. They know Ember has no
Radiant's
buyback.
bottom tower is under attack.
He has it in 60 seconds though. Game is not over. Game is not over. 16 seconds. They might lose one Rex, but if they lose this profit on the retreat, it could be a big problem. Buyback available in 5. If they choose to expand it, they will probably want to defend it, Rex with that.
Depends on the pressure from 496. They have to focus Red, right? He's been a lot of their damage output. He doesn't have buyback. You kill him off
He has
twice
to
a lot
die.
of time.
Yes, yes. But they have a lot of save for him.
Radiant's
Astral,
middle tower
Embrace.
is falling. Radiant's middle
And
barracks
it's almost
are
up
under
again.
attack.
Overload
This card.
attack bounce again.
Radiant's middle barracks has fallen.
Okay, this is good.
Stop signing back.
Do they want
Holding
to force
it.
the second?
Even a
Do they
master.
want to force the third side? If they lose the profit, it
Radiant's
could
top tower is under
turn very
attack.
badly very quickly. They have to
Radiant's
be
top
absolutely careful
tower
here.
has fallen.
They definitely want to force out the buyback. Give themselves some more winning conditions, you know, but they have to be so careful. He's going to buy back for sure.
Radiant's top tower
Earlier, right? Now to the back. Karl comes out. That's on a Hung. They've got him split up. Both will be coming in from the Spirit Breaker. They look over the OD. They've got him locked up. There's a man now. Hung's gone. They'll look over at Bombi with Cold Embrace. He stays alive for a little bit longer and might end up dead. He finally falls. 80 seconds on the sidelines. They both got buyback on the OD as well as the Winter Wyvern. They look over at Hustla, who's going to be able to get out. But the charge is coming in on the Datbb. Gets away from Karl. Datbb out of mana, but out of the range of T1.
Yep, and Prophet is not the one that dies, so he's going to keep up the split push pressure, top lane. They will have to respond to that. He can easily stall the game for 70 seconds. There won't be any buyback needed from the Ember, from the OD or the Winter Wyvern.
Radiant's top barracks are
Got
under
Whitemon here.
attack.
That's it. I don't know if he can be the one who saves this. Karl with the slight trying to clean up as best he can.
He is so brutal.
Raindrop's gone.
Yep, and he didn't. Oh no, he chose the talent. 2 times 3 in HP and damage. The big trees are rocking 3.3k HP and 200 damage.
216 damage per greater treant.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh my god.
Look at these. Oh, 142.
We've done math wrong.
How, actually? It's not double then.
Trickster's rune of illusion.
If it's 108 and times 2, should be 216.
The little ones are 68.
Dire's middle tower is
The
under
bigger
attack.
ones are 142, so maybe it's...
But they were 108 previous to the talent.
I'm not going to try and do math. I've struggled on this stream enough with my math.
100 times 2 is 200, so there's some wording wrong, or we're absolute packs, or both.
Yeah. For me, both.
I mean, definitely you, but you know, I
Radiant's
consider
top
myself
barracks
quite
are
a
under
smart
attack.
human
Bit
being.
of a mathematician.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Wouldn't go that far.
I got decent grade. But here in Dota math, it all
Yep.
falls apart.
Dude, I know.
It's
Dire's
lead.
bottom
It's not even a
tower is
massive
under
lead for
attack.
496.
Yeah, it's not a lead.
But
that
it's just
is
the
really-
buildings that are the big problem. If they go against Mega Creeps, and you're going up against the Nature's Prophet who can push in so easily.
5 wrecks down, and
Yeah.
Nature's Prophet on the enemy team. All Dire has to do now is play the really slow game. They cannot lose if they play a really slow game. There's just too much lane pressure at all times. Smoked up here, but it's really obvious they're smoked up because they're not pushing out the lanes. Don't get caught here. Oh my god.
Good charge. That's going to land as he ends his roll, but OD's coming in. Jump forward after imprisonment. That's going to be safe. But they hit the balance strike, and now the look over as the Witcher's Goose is going to be used on the Ember Screw. We got the BKB off, but the ulti comes out from Xepher. And still the bash on Hunghung. They get the Kuku. OG is going to be there for 100 seconds. The Static Storm is around on Storm Spirit as well as the Nature's Prophet, but Kuku is in deep and not going to be able to survive if he stays in right next to the Storm Spirit. They'll get the kill on the Timber. They'll take him out. He buys back immediately with the remnant away from Karl. They get the kill on a Hustla. They've taken out 2 and he doesn't have buyback. Datbb as well as Red and Bombi now on the run. But look at these treants. They're pushing in. They're creeping forward. You need to be careful if you're T1 how much time you spend out of the base.
It was rough though. Odie had to expend the buyback, and Earthspirit does not have one. Roshan is up.
Radiant
I don't think they're gonna commit to doing this Roshan. It's just way too risky. Man, this buyback on the Odie is gonna be a big deal. They found a double damage room though. I don't think they should commit to this.
Witcher's Curse.
So scary.
The question is T1 going to make a move over there? And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. They're all the way over bottom and not moving towards top at all.
Okay, just a free Roche then. No worries, no worries. Cheese, Aegis, Dire.
But it's too late. Aegis on Hung, who bought back, and now you've got the cheese. Sky on the Monkey King. The only buyback available for the side of the Radiant is from Spirit
Radiant's
Breaker.
top
Not
barracks
really
are
much
under
of a
attack.
reinforcement.
Monkey King is very scary now. His Wukongs applies the slow from the Skadi. It's gonna be tough. I think Dire needs to, you know, choose the fights more wisely. Like, he just rolled up high ground there while all of them were missing. Nobody was really pushing out lanes. You have to be careful when you show yourself like that. Especially if you don't have buyback. But also, Size of White picked up now on the Earth Spirit, an additional source of hex.
Multiple hexes could be a problem.
Yep,
They're trying
Satanic.
to deal with it as best they can, but it is so tough. Yeah, Satanic on red, he's the one who's been bullied a lot, and for the right reasons, obviously.
Yep, and Odie's going for the Lincoln Sphere. Obviously looking to block that Abyssal Blade, and we have yet to see a good Winter's Curse.
Yeah, it's been like one, two, maybe 3, but 3 defensively, not really with the rest of the team following it up.
Yeah. He has been getting pressured a lot by T1. The Spirit Breaker is always on him, as well as his Ember Spirit, always jumping the backlines. It's not an easy Wyvern game at all.
No, not in the slightest.
Karl, no buyback for 3 minutes. Kuku also expanded his buyback. Monkey King, no money for his buyback either. I feel like if you want to foster the issue, you should do it right now. You have Aegis Cheese advantage, and they have no buybacks on any of the cores. Refresher or purchase.
Ooh.
Ember, that means double BKB, possibly 10 remnants, which is equal to like 3,000 damage.
Wow.
That could potentially blow up anyone. Even this Prophet, he can't hang through that. If he gets caught out without BKB, he's dead.
We've seen the dashes be lucky for the Spirit Breaker. Question is, does it continue or does it run out?
He didn't even skill the bash chance. I would have skilled the bash chance.
His 17% though has been enough.
Yeah, but what is it? 37%.
Yeah, but 17, 37 is both equal 100.
That is true.
Doesn't matter. Whatever the percentage is. But yeah, I agree. 20% more would have been nice. What did he take instead? He's got the other town, which is 16 south. Okay. Forward.
Hitting the Rex now.
And now they're hitting the racks. It's not just a passive first from the Nature's Prophet to roll in. That comes through from Hustla. We can be caught by Xepher. They're going to charge and hit this Earth Spirit. They've got the static storm down. It's the kinetic field. They look over hard. They're going to run right over to Hub. Maybe just Hub as well. The Wukong Command coming in. They get the kill on Hustla. He's going to be there for 100 seconds. So buy back. And now, can they go for anything more? They committed the Wukong's Command. That's a lot of commitment coming in from T1. But now, with another life available on the Earth Spirit, they can reset, go again, and now you don't have the tool previous engagement. Here comes the treants, here comes the aggression, no more goes, Revenge is forward, looking over a red, the ball ready to go to the back lines, trying to get on top of the Disruptor. They stunned him up, they're going to kill him off, Datbb pops the BKB, but Whitemon gets him for a second, the Abyss was used on the Storm Streak, and they get a kill, Timbersaw as well as the JaCkky, but no, the ball ending the way from Datbb. They've got the clips back to the hands, and Cold Embrace comes out just in time with the Hex on a Xepher, trying to fight Astral Prism, near the ball lightning comes in from Datbb, he's trying to escape, but he's out of mana, JaCkky right on top of him, he's using the G, he gets away, but they look over the Witcher Wyvern, Bombi's dead for 89 seconds, he's got buyback, is he going to use it? That's the question. He can be popped by Red. He's going to TP away. Nothing on birthday bad. Oh, Red! You unlucky man! You get bashed up, you get killed, and you'll leave with 120 seconds on your respawn timer. Now they've got themselves on. He's charging so fast. They come coming up with the Spirit Break. He gets popped by Hung. Saturn gets dropped. He's static killing. He's net deal around. You'll see as well as the Storm. They get the kill. The Datbb as well. Hung will take out Hunghung. That's all the one from the side of 496. They look over Red. Nature's Prophet's gone and dead. He just fought back. He's dead for 2 minutes, and there's no way he's coming back into this one. The treants will come forward, but it's not going to be enough as everybody's alive for the side of T1, and 3 heroes with 100-second plus timers dead on 496. They still have to push through a tier 2 mid, but this is an opportunity.
A very might be a game-ending opportunity. They have to go all in mid-pass. I don't know if they can get through the throne. They still have a glyph to work through.
You need to be careful. The second the Nature's Prophet comes up, he's probably pushing in and trying to take your throne.
Yeah, 90 seconds left though. I can't really gauge how fast they're going to be. This might be game over. This might be game over. Storm will have to stall, and he has the tools to stall.
But if he gets caught,
creep wave has been missed.
The glyph was used.
Yeah. One more chance, but if he dies, he just fall back as well. It's very scary to roll through those creeps. He's doing it right now. Wave dead, but he is
saved.
out of mana.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Some of those creeps survive. They're going to go for the tier 3 and then on to the tier 4. So they're already setting up for it. They want to finish this game. It's just the Storm as well as the Witcher Wyvern. You need the curse to save your life, to save this series for the side of 496. They look over at Bombi. They're going to have the charge, but the blink away. He gets back towards the well. They've dusted up. They thought he went invis, but that's not the case. Xepher coming all the way through with the glimpse. Static Storm all locking up this Witcher Wyvern. He's going to be out with the ulti from Xepher. They'll get their kill. 4 heroes gone. Now the tier 4. They're rocking low. Storm needs everything to go his way, and it's not looking likely. T1 are on the way to win the series, but there's the before gets back from the emergency. Like JaCkky will use that. If this way, no mana left on the Storm Spirit. He's getting low. Trying to survive. Gets back to a protection. But takes the game. They take this series, and 496 just not enough to hold on with this victory. That was so close from 496. What a